Welcome to the progression kit. This is our most popular kit because in addition to building the strength of your swing and the speed of your swing, you'll get in better and better shape the more you use the progression. So there are 6 tools here. There are 4 versions of what we call a speed bomber and then 2 versions of what we call a jet stick. A speed bomber is basically a strength and path tool. So on all of the speed bombers, the part that you're holding is stiff. These have this black ribbed grip. The far end flexes. You never hold the flexible part. You always hold the stiff part. The first 2 tools in the progression have thicker handles, and you can either hold them with your conventional golfer's grip, or you can use a 10-finger or a baseball grip. This is tool number 1. It's what we call the heavy speed bomber. In a standard progression, this will be swung at 50% of your full speed for 6 to 8 reps. So tool number 1, the heavy speed bomber. The next tool, tool number 2, is what we call a loop bomber because it has this loop in the rope on the end. This is also a thicker handle, again, golfer's grip or baseball grip. This one is a little bit longer than the heavy version and it's a little bit lighter, so it'll have more of a free-flowing feel to the swing. And this is normally swung for 6 to 8 reps at 60% of your full speed. So what you'll see as you go through the progression is you keep ramping up the speed about 10% with each tool. The next tool is called a bomber whip. Now we've gone to a thinner handle. You can still hold it like a baseball bat, but more often you're just going to go to your golfer's grip. And again, you're always holding the stiff part. So this is a longer tool, it's thinner, it has a little bit more of a whippier feel. So you're going to start increasing the speed now, 6 to 8 swings at about 70% of your full speed. Now there's no rush. When you're going through this progression, you'll usually wait 20, 30, 40 seconds in between tools because you want to be sure that you can give it your best effort and that you're not tired, because if you're tired, you're slow and you'll likely have a poor pattern. So you want to be fresh each time you get to a new tool. This is a regular speed bomber. This is the one we all have in our golf bags to warm up with. It probably feels the most like a real golf club. Thinner handle, probably going to go with your golfer's grip, 6 to 8 swings, and now you're at 80% of your full speed, and you're really starting to focus on the Mach 3 concept of speed out in front. Now we go to the tools that are called jet sticks. The jet stick is a pure speed tool. You're going to be swinging this one with the red ball at 90% of your full speed, and you'll see it has 3 strands of chain on it. So this is tool number 5, swung at 90% of your full speed, total focus on speed out in front, and training by the sound. So what you'll listen for is the swishing sound that the tool makes, and make sure it's out in front toward the target. Then you will finish with tool number 6, which is a regular speed bomber, blue ball, 2 strands of chain, a little bit lighter than tool number 5. You want to swing this as fast as you can. This is really the only tool that we swing as fast as we can. You train by the sound, you get the speed out in front, 6 to 8 swings. So in a standard progression, again, you're doing 6 to 8 swings with each tool, going 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% of your full speed. Make sure when you get to this last jet stick that it is as fast as you can swing. Let's follow Michael Freeman through a standard progression. Michael is one of our instructors and a +2 handicap golfer. He's going to start with tool number 1, which is the heavy speed bomber. We're going to do 8 swings with each tool. With this heavy speed bomber, it's a thick handle. He's going to hold it like a baseball bat and make 8 swings at 50% of his full speed. Basically with a speed bomber, you just let the tool swing you. It cannot be swung on a poor path because of the way it's constructed. So as you can see, he's very fluid, 50% of his full speed, 8 swings, and this starts his warm-up into the progression. Now we're going to give Michael about a half a minute in between tools. There's no rush between sets in a progression. You want to be at your best for each set. You're not trying to make yourself tired as much as you're trying to make very powerful athletic swings. Tool number 2 is a loop bomber. Still with a thick handle. He'll still go with a baseball grip. 8 swings at 60% of his full speed. This tool is a little bit lighter than the previous tool. It's a little bit more of a free-flowing, swinging feel to it. So we're speeding him up to 60%. As always in Mach 3, he's focusing on his energy out in front toward the target. And there's 8 swings, so now he's getting some strength work in, very rhythmic, on a great path. Tool number 3 is what we call a bomber whip. Thinner handle. He's going to go to his golfer's grip. It's longer and lighter and whippier. We're going to speed him up to 70% for 8 swings. So now we're starting to build speed on a very efficient plane. Why? Because the speed bomber only swings on your most efficient plane. It's designed that way. So you can see he's putting a little more speed into it. It's very rhythmic, it's very fluid. He's getting a good core workout as he goes through this progression. All right, we'll give him a half a minute, and he's going to move to tool number 4, the regular speed bomber. It feels the most like a golf club. We all have this in our bag. We use it to warm up with. Now he's up to 80% of his full speed. So he's starting to move it, and he's making sure that his energy is out in front. In Mach 3, we never drive energy downward toward the ball. It's always an upward path that's oriented to the finish of the swing. All of your movements are oriented to the finish of the swing, not the ball. This is 8 swings at 80% of his full speed. So there was your 4 speed bombers, giving him a really good core workout as he goes. Now we come to tool number 5. This is a strong jet stick. This is our pure speed tool. He's going to really speed up now to 90% of his full speed. With a jet stick, you train by the sound. We want that sound out in front toward the target. 8 swings. You can see very efficient move. The sound out in front, orienting upward and out in front. 8 swings. That's great. Now, we're going to move to the final tool, number 6, the regular jet stick, pure speed tool. This is the one we swing as fast as possible. Note I did not say as hard as possible. It's the difference in swinging harder or letting yourself be faster. That's what we want. 8 swings, maximum speed. Excellent. So that was a standard progression, the most basic form of a progression. 8 swings with each tool. It's usually 6 to 8 swings. The speeds went 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100%, ending up swinging as fast as possible. So we got a good warm-up, we got strength work, and we got speed work. Standard progression. Through a variation of the standard progression. We're just going to use some different drills as we go. So tool number 1, the heavy speed bomber, we're going to make 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock swings. Instead of full swings, we're doing 8 from 9 to 3, 50% of his full speed. So very compact, almost like a knockdown swing. 8 reps, and this begins his warm-up and gives him some very good strength work. Because of the way that tool is designed, he's creating the motion, but he's reacting to the motion simultaneously and having to decelerate it. So that was 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Now we're going to go to the loop bomber, and we're going to have him go only halfway back, but then all the way through. So this is what we call front end speed. We're forcing him to use his body to create some speed and energy out in front, which is where we want it. 8 swings, 60% of his full speed, just a half backswing, all the way through. Each of these tools is designed by feel. They may look similar from a distance, but they feel very different from each other. And what we're doing here is we're creating the sensation with these 4 speed bombers of 4 different feels, 4 different ways of using your muscles and getting in your very best golf shape by having some variety in how the tools feel. Okay, tool number 3, 70% of his full speed, and these are going to be what we call giant swings. So these are the biggest, longest, most flowing, most rhythmic swings that Michael can make at 70% of his full speed. You'll notice no energy is driven downward toward the ball. Everything is upward and out in front. You can almost equate it to a big uppercut punch. In Mach 3, no downward energy. Everything is upward. All right. Now we're going to go to the conventional regular speed bomber. It's tool number 4. And we're going to do a drill called two-way speed. So watch now. This is a very physically taxing drill, actually. He's at 80% of his full speed, and it's very short and fast. Watch this. So you'll notice it was a very short movement at 80% of his full speed. It actually takes a lot of core strength and forearm strength and hand strength to do that drill because you are decelerating. So you're moving fast and having to decelerate it on both the front and back end. All right, tool number 5 now. We're going to really ramp up his speed. Normally this would be 90% of full speed at tool number 5. We're going 100%. 8 swings, max speed out in front. That is always the case with Mach 3. Speed, energy, focus, strength, all out in front. That was 100% of his full speed. Why did we do that? Because on tool number 6, we're going to finish at what we call 110%. He's going to swing absolutely as fast as he can. Notice we're not asking him to swing harder. We're asking him to let himself be as fast as possible out in front. Here we go. That's great. So that was a variation on the standard progression. Now notice, when he got to that last tool, he's swinging as fast as he could, but you'll notice it was super efficient. There was no wasted motion. Very tight move, very efficient, and therefore very fast. Efficiency equals speed. Speed equals efficiency. And he did a great job of it there, and he got a great workout as he went through.